Hello, lovely souls. Welcome to the second podcast on Starseed Gatherings. I'm very, very excited to have another friend with me today. So you're gonna meet Samantha, and you're just gonna have a bit of a sense of what she does. Obviously, I think it would be important. I'm just connecting to today is maybe what it is for us to be a star seed because I don't think I did it in the first video. So let's do it now. You can start, Samantha, by saying, who you are, what you doing, where you at on this planet,
Okay,
and and then we'll just chit chat about whatever comes through for the highest good of everyone that's watching.
awesome. Okay, so hello, I am Samantha Meredith, but everyone calls me Sam Meredith. I'm based in the south of the UK. I've been working with energy now for around 15, 16 years. Always been very highly sensitive soul. Probably the same story as lots of your viewers or listeners. Sort of never really felt like I fitted in. Never felt like I was really understood. Just ended up following this amazing spiritual journey back to discovering myself, connecting with myself by working with energy. So I still work with energy now. I do channel light language in spoken light language, but also in the form of scripts. And I remembered to bring some scripts to show you. Suddenly, as I dashed out here, I thought I'll show some scripts. And I do hands-on healing, Reiki healing, meditation, connect with all kinds of light beings, which I can talk about. I had a really amazing experience yesterday, actually, in meditation, which I thought I'd share with you, with the High Priestess from the Galactic Council, which was really amazing. So yeah, I just feel very cool to share myself from my heart and as much authenticity and as much realness as I can. It's not something that I necessarily find particularly easy to show up and be here. And like, again, I'm sure a lot of people who are listening to this will probably relate that it can feel very challenging being seen because of probably our history in this life and past life. But I feel like now is a time where those of us that really feel the world from our hearts, is really time for us to step forward and share our energy, share our light, be an inspiration to others to live from their heart. So I feel very much like I'm someone who can hold space for others to be themselves and to encourage others to find a love for their own uniqueness and to find a home for all of those parts of you that make you imperfectly perfect. And that's what I do. So whether I do that through light language or meditation or Reiki or anything else, I'm there to hold that space for you while you find out how beautiful you are. And that's what I do. That's me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So I think it would be good. I'm gonna share how we kind of met. So we were in the same spiritual group, and I think at that point, I think it was last fall or like last summer. I'm not quite sure, but we kind of, I think each other. We kind of said, "Oh, she does light language too. How is it?" Like I think we were kind of the light language kind of brought us together.
What brought us together? And this is really poignant because this is something I've been talking about a lot on my group. You shared your light. You had the courage to go, this is me, this is Annabelle, this is my light, and I'm offering it to you from my heart. And I saw your light language. I saw you, and I thought, I see a lot of people share light language, and there are certain people, I'm sure you feel the same, you just think, I need to hear her light language or his light language. And there's some light language that, I'm not making this wrong, by the way, but you just don't resonate with it. And I suppose it's a bit like listening to music. Some music you listen to, and you're like, yeah, I feel that, I like that, And others you just think, no, that's not for me. But I saw you, and I thought, I need to hear what she has to share. And the second I heard the light language, I was like, yeah, I could feel you. And I think I think I messaged you and just said your light language is beautiful, and I really felt it and thanked you. But the fact that you had the courage to show up and be seen, and that's what I've felt a lot lately. I've really realised how important it is and how much it enriches our life, and also how much it helps us to expand our light and our energy when we connect with people that get us. But in order to do that, we have to be seen. We have to step past that fear of being seen and that fear that, you know, in all likelihood, there are going to be some people that don't get us. They don't like our, you know, our music, but that's okay. But that's how I found you, because you chose to be brave and show up and be you. And I was like, yeah, I really love her energy. I want to know more about her. And now it feels like we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
Because we probably have.
I know. I remember, yeah, we reached out, and then I looked a little bit what you were doing, because Samantha does these beautiful channel script like language that you'll see later, that they're very beautiful, and they have so many codes, and then she speaks at the same time and channels and sing and speak like language, just very, very unique, but so beautiful. And I remember I was meditating, and then your face came in, and I was like, "Oh, hi, Samantha, how are you?" You know, and I don't think we had a conversation. You know, yeah. And I was like, "All right, I guess I'll, you know, just message her. Maybe we should talk." And then I talk to you now, and I get all tingling everywhere. Like our souls, I do believe we're from the same soul cluster. So for those that don't know that, so there's a cluster of souls that come together, and then we split to come on Earth and or wherever we're. Some of us are not even on Earth, but when you connect with the soul that's really having the same vibration, you get chills when you talk to them, you get excited, you get activated, and that's what we could see. Like just in a few minutes in, we're like, oh my god, I'm just so excited, we want to do so many things together. We did a talk, we did do a talk that's in lower in my YouTube and yours too, I believe. And then every time, even if we don't talk a lot, like it looks like we're like always kind of connected. I think it's very deep, as you say, soul connection that we have. Very deep.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I totally agree. It
Mm.
just feels, that's the thing I'm finding actually, sharing, really choosing to share from your heart, really just saying, well, this is me and this is who I am and this is what I'm doing, and not worrying about how it looks, not worrying about it being perfect, not worrying about it being, you know, overly professional or whatever, just showing up and being you. You do meet these amazing people, and that's what's happening for me. It takes a little bit of time to get the snowball rolling, I guess, but like meeting amazing people like you, and then you just allow yourself to enjoy the experience of connecting without setting too much of an agenda as well. I think is the secret. Not, you know, setting a broad intention, but I think that's the point. Our intentions are very aligned anyway, so we don't really need to be too prescriptive about setting an intention. It's just creating that space where we connect, and then magic just happens, and opportunities open up and doors open up, and it's just this it's like creates this catalyst of, you know, this expansion of light, and it's so amazing. So really encourage people to step out and connect, and to move past this sort of need to be competitive as well with others. I think that's something else that really holds us back. I think that's a, you know, it's a fear kind of based response, isn't it? Looking at someone else and what they're doing and kind of thinking, well, I can never be as good as that person, and then that stops people, and it makes people kind of, but we've all got something beautiful and unique to offer. We've all got our very own light, and there'll be someone out there waiting to see it. I guarantee you, if you're listening to this, there is someone out there waiting to see your light. And if you choose to shine brightly, they will see you. But you have to be prepared to shine. Otherwise, you know, your people won't find you. And it's so worth it. I could tell you it is so worth it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, because that through that authenticity, that's how we connect with the soul aligned people around us. So whether they're friends, whether, you know, they're collaborations for work, whether they're clients or whatever you're doing, when you're actually very authentic, the people that are drawn to you, those are the ones that are really connected to your soul. And you know, you have a list of beautiful souls you're supposed to help. Most of us as healers, like workers, star seeds, you know, you know, we have to do the work we're supposed to be doing, and it's very hard to do that if you're actually really repressing all of your different energy. You know, some people will see my videos and they think I'm very, very like serious, but I'm not. You know, when I'm doing my lives, when I talk with people, when I have my one-on-ones, yes, of course we do clearings, we do whatever, you know, that helps the person. But it's so important to connect. And my guys are, you know, they know I have a beautiful sense of humor, and they channel that through too, which is beautiful. So yeah, shining our light. I remember how, you know, hard it was. I think like just to be able and allowing myself to be me. Like I didn't know who I was for so long. It's like, okay, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not my past career. Who am I becoming? And I'm not my teachers, but who am I? Like I can do these things, but I didn't know. It took so many times before I could own. I was a bit perspective at first. I don't know about you, but if I was gonna do a live, I had like a theme. If I had like, if I wanted to do a workshop, I remember the first month I had written my whole meditation. Oh my God, like I would never do that again. It takes so much time. Now I channel everything live and I love it a lot better. But I needed those steps to believe that I was going to be able to channel things through and that things were going to be okay. And even if I'm stumbling with the English because it's not my first language, it's okay because people follow me and they know.
Your energy. That's what's important. I mean, yes, the words, we can connect through the words, and beautiful words can move people, but it's the energy people feel, and that's the really important thing. And I could totally relate. And so I can't believe we were having this conversation, because I had a really similar conversation today already. But I was exactly the same. With at the start of the lockdown, I had this real strong urge after my initial sort of had a few weeks of just going into complete crash, like a lot of people did, because I couldn't do my work anymore. I couldn't connect in person anymore. So I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to connect people? How am I going to do my work? I lost all my venues, so I went into a bit of a meltdown. But it actually did me a favor, because it made me turn my focus inward. And then I thought, well, to reach people, I should go online and share some live stuff online. And it's really funny. I mean, I think I cringe now if I look back at what I did, because the first few videos I did were, like you saying, I had everything written. And I was actually reading, reading from a script. Not quite that bad, but And I think at some point you just go, nah, that's not really me. And you just have to take that jump, that leap, and just show up as you, and trust that actually that people can really connect and relate to that. And it's really powerful when you show up as yourself. And like you say, when you channel stuff through, it doesn't come from your mind. Your mind gets bypassed. It just comes from your heart, and it's the energy that people feel. And I think also I can completely relate to what you were saying about not knowing who you were or who you are. Especially there's a certain point that I definitely was like, well, who am I? I'm a bit of this and a bit of this and a bit of that, but I don't know, what does that mean and what's the point of it? But I feel like you begin to understand the point while you're doing the work. You kind of have to follow this trail of breadcrumbs, and you set a broad intention, and then you just follow the breadcrumbs, and you listen to your heart. You choose to keep consistently connecting with your heart. You choose to keep feeling what's lifting your heart, what things feel, that you're attracted to, and you follow that trail of breadcrumbs. And at some point, suddenly you're like, oh, I get it now. You have those moments, but you have to be in it. You have to kind of just be living. You don't learn who you are by just sitting still and waiting for it to happen. But it's like that chicken and egg, what comes first, because you do have to make those steps. But it's like, well, what direction do I go in? And I think if you're at that point and you don't know, you can't make a wrong choice. Yeah. So don't worry about getting it wrong. You cannot get it wrong. There is no wrong. It's all experience. Even if you you go in a direction that maybe not so expansive for your soul, trust that you will come back to where is purposeful and where is going to be expansive and where your soul wants you to be. You can't get it wrong. Just go out there and live and be and live from your heart, and you'll find yourself in amongst all that being and expressing. That would be my advice.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, because I think that's the part of it, the mind. At first, we are connected still to the mind a lot. And the mind is like, yeah, but what is your title? Like, what are you actually offering? Like, what do you do? And those questions are relevant. But if you're not practicing anything that you've learned, you cannot know what's your own craft. You need to try things out. The more we practice, the more we're actually experiencing our own divine gifts, the more they expand and they kind of build something together. They build this beautiful new connection to your essence that you are, and that's through that you're developing new gifts and new ways of being you. So it's really pushing aside as much as we can this mind that's always like, well, yes, but how, and yes, but when, and what if,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really choosing to turn inward. The answers you're looking for are inside of you. They're not actually out there. It's by creating the time and the space, however that looks for you. And there's lots of different ways you can do that, but by turning your focus inward and being brave enough to see all of who you are. And I say brave enough because it's not an easy journey, I don't think. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing journey, and the most exciting, incredible, fantastic adventure. It's the most incredible gift you can give to yourself, using to turn your focus inwards and finding out who you are. But it, as you know, it can be extremely challenging. But that is where you find the answers, by being prepared to look at all of it, by being prepared to see the skeletons in the cupboard as well as the light and the gifts, and it's all there and it's all part of you. But when you see it all and you honor it all and you witness it all, that is when you discover who you are. So I really think you find the answers inside, and then the more you connect with yourself, the more you find out about who you are, the more the outside world opens up to you, and the more you kind of intuitively know which direction to go in. You just develop this knowing, and then it's like, it's like a snowball effect, and it's just amazing. This incredible landscape opens up to you because your perspective changes completely. You get such an expansive perspective, and then actually you realise that, for me anyway, the purpose, the point of living is literally just showing up and being here and just immersing yourself in it and being open to it all. There isn't just one, tiny little purpose. And I think it's our egos and probably the way we've been trained, socially, to think that we need to, define, label who we are so that other people can understand us. But I just don't think that's true, and I don't think that's the truth of where we're headed either, in my opinion. So it's really interesting. I'm going to go back to what you were saying about how things kind of unfold and we don't know how they're going to unfold, because this is a really great example. So I've got a community group with Annabelle in my group, and I set that group up, must be 2 years ago now. And when I set that group up, I had literally just started reading through my codes in script form. So I'll show you one now, actually. Bringing through these codes not long after I started speaking light language. It was probably about 6 months afterwards I started feeling like I needed to draw codes. And then I got a really strong feeling that was as scary as it was exciting, which is always a good sign if something's equally scary and exciting, that I needed to set up a group to share these codes. I thought, I have no idea what I'm bringing through. I have no idea what the point of this is, but I'm going to set up a Facebook group and share this stuff. I was like, why am I doing this? And I just thought, it doesn't matter. Just do it. It's a place where I can share. It's a place I can share and I can learn about the codes, and I can learn more about myself. And it started off with, just a handful of people, and it turned into of just a beautiful community space where I've learned more about my codes and sharing my codes. I've shared light language there, and I turned it into a community space where I invite people to come and just share their gifts, share their stories, share whatever they're experiencing with a total openness and a total love. That this is a place of support and curiosity where we can learn together, we support each other. And I still share my codes on there, but it's just become a space that I love so much. This community of just beautiful souls just coming together, and it's just evolved all by itself. And I just love it there so much. And I didn't know what it was going to become, and I'm sure it will continue to evolve. But what I do know is spending time there nurtures my soul and helps expand my wisdom. And, you know, if I went back 2 years ago and, you know, I wouldn't have been able to say, well, this is what I want to create. It's literally because I've followed the trail of breadcrumbs, and this is what's come out of that. So,
That's
you know,
so beautiful.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's and that's what happens when we're actually doing this kind of expansion of our soul, because our guides, they ask you to step out of the box. Like when they were telling me that I was gonna be singing online, I was like, oh my God. Like I took like 1 or 2 classes to sing, and I was like, I don't like it because I don't want to sing popular music. I always kind of, a little bit singing in my head, but that was it. And then I'm like, and now you want me to sing in front of a lot of people? And I'm like, how is that gonna go? And I was just so scared. And then I did it in person too. And I was so amazed of what was happening, because that channel was just so strong. I know it's my higher self. And she comes in and she's like, we clear, we heal, we do so many beautiful things together. We're strong, we're fierce, we're loving. And I was like, wow, I would never have thought it would have been so amazing. And it's just, how much when you, even if at first, I mean, they waited, right? They didn't tell me I was going to sing the first weeks I was developing or remembering my gifts. They waited a year or two. Right? It's just like, all right, if you're telling me that's the way I need to go, I'll do it. And that's the trust that the more you're allowing yourself to follow those breadcrumbs that you were saying, and just say, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to go, but I trust if I have the insight, if I have my guides telling me that's the right thing to do, that it will do something great. And I think that's funny, because I think my group, I probably started it a year and a half-ish ago. And at first I was like, I don't know, I think I want people to kind of, connect to each other. And I was like, I don't know how. And then now it's a lot more, interactive. And then I feel really comfortable there, because I know it's a sacred space, and I can, help people one-on-one there, supporting with everything, just the energies and giving information. And that's what was coming up when you were talking. Is also, people don't know, but we keep learning every day when we channel these, and this
Every
wisdom,
day.
it's source information that usually, like, sometimes we haven't even had an idea about that theme or whatever they're channeling through us. And then we connect with people, and that comes in, and we're like, wow, that was so interesting. Because I remember the times that I could listen to you, doing your script, you sense there is a higher being within you that's just like wants to clear things out, and really say something very precise. Even for me, sometimes it's the words that they use on point. So beautiful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's and I don't know about you, but I have these moments where I just keep having to pinch myself when you suddenly think about what you're doing. Because I know it sounds funny thing to say, but I don't really think too hard about it anymore. Like, I find that, I'm consistently realigning with my heart, consistently. And you find that from day to day, you have situations arise where you want to realign with your heart. But other than that, I just feel like if you do keep realigning with your heart, you're so in the flow that you're just kind of flowing along. And then you suddenly have these moments where you have opportunity to pause and reflect. Then you're just like, wow, look, like, how did this happen? Almost, you suddenly look at what you're doing and you're like, how did I get from there to here? And it's kind of like, what a journey, and it's just amazing. It's really awesome. And I was also thinking when you were talking then about our community, how incredible it is when you get the souls together and people do start to have the confidence to interact because they recognize they're in a sacred, safe space where it is just a non-judgmental space of love, where you can share with this beautiful open curiosity, and incredible things happen just spontaneously. It's not prescripted. There's, like in my group, there's no rules. It's just kind of come and show up and share from your heart. Stuff. And I think I actually say on my group, no rules. But when you have these people and they just come and share, so I'll give you an example. I've got a lady who takes the most incredible photographs. They're just phenomenal, of rainbows and light beams and other dimensions, just incredible. She shares on my page quite a bit of this photo she takes. And there's another lady who brings through psychic artwork. And so she took some of her photos and she did some psychic artwork. And I was feeling a lot of energy from pictures, so I brought through some artwork too. And then, it created this whole dialogue and this whole conversation around what we were experiencing. And exactly as you said, we learned so much from that interaction. And all the time we're learning, all the time. There's no limit, it just goes on and on and on. And it's just become so exciting. And what I find is when you have these conversations with other souls, it just gives more context to maybe other experiences you've had. It helps you to piece it together and give it some more depth and more context and a deeper understanding. Or it might spark a remembering of something you experienced like 3 or 4 years ago that you didn't understand, and then you suddenly have this moment of, oh, I get it now. I get how these pieces go together. But this is what I was saying about getting over this fear of competition. Because when people come together and we share, we all shine brighter. It's just like this amazing kind of explosion of light and wisdom, and it's such a beautiful thing. And you don't know what direction it's going to go in, but that just makes it all more exciting.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that competition. We see that in some communities or with some other people, and I think, as I was saying earlier, you have your own list. Maybe people will come to your list to mine at some point because that was pre-planned. But it's not about, whatever you're experiencing or you're sharing. Your own gifts are so unique. I mean, this is, everyone can help. There's 8 billion people on this planet. So I think we should be all fine, and it's not about how many clients we have. It's about having the right soul aligned clients that are actually connecting to your life, that have this contract with you to help them, and that you can support through your heart. And as you said, like I could have a vision of what you were explaining, of all of these beautiful gifts coming together. And I think that more and more, that's what's required of us. Like, how can we come together and do each one of us a piece of something so that it creates this wave of energy that heals, that soothes, that gives love to the heart that needs it, And it's so important, so important. So yeah, I would love, before we start maybe doing a meditation or something, I don't know what we're going to be doing. We'll channel something else. What is it for you being a starseed? How do you describe it for yourself? And I'll share my view on that too.
Put it really simply, it's about sharing love in this wild, free way from your heart. I think that, put it really simply, just feeling like the thing that I've really felt that's made me different all the way through my life is this desire, this passion to share so expansively from my heart, to really share with this honesty from my heart, to want to connect to people from this space of openness and love. And I know that that's how I came into it, just so open and just wanting just to reach out and connect to people and just share all my emotions, all my feelings, all that energy, like really want to give that energy to the world. And I know that's how I came in. And then experiences I had made me want to, because of the pain of how I was received, and that in that pain and in those experiences, that's where I realized I didn't experience the world like other people around me. Because I'd explain how I was experiencing the world, I'd show up in the way that felt natural to me, and I realized that the people I was interacting with, it wasn't natural for them at all. And I then felt very wrong, and I made myself wrong to, I guess I made myself wrong to fit in with them. But now with the journey, with the spiritual journey I've taken, I've come full circle back to, no, this is me, this is who I am, and this is why I'm here. I chose to come here because I know intuitively, it's written through me like a stick of rock, that I am love. You know, I am light, I am compassion, I am all those things. And I came here to shine that energy out now at this time, because that's where we're living. And the world needs people to stand like beacons and shine from a space of love. And that's why I came. And it's no wonder that we're surrounded by people who it's not necessarily natural for them, because that's why I'm here. And that's why people like you are here, because that's where we're going. And in order to go there, we need some trailblazers. We need some people to go first. We need some people to start the map of light, and that's why we're here. And to me, that is being a starseed, is just being this soul who can express from this place of really expansive love, which we're all capable of, by the way, all of us. It's just being the inspiration that reminds other people that they can do it too. Yeah.
We could feel it. We could feel it. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I would agree with a lot of what you're explaining. To me, I think it started to feel, yeah, not fitting in and feeling so different, because I was just such a sensitive soul. I mean, I was like, why do you all have fights? Like, can we just love ourselves and celebrate and be in the love? And just, I didn't understand the chaos I grew up in. I didn't understand the chaos of this planet. I didn't understand a lot of things, actually. It just did not make sense to my soul that it would be so hard to get along. And I was told too sensitive and naive and things like that. But now I know they were my strength. I needed to be shaken, like like shaking my tree, so that I would actually root these qualities even further down into earth, because I needed to anchor myself. I was a lot in my a very dreamy child, and I think it was also probably a way of escaping the chaotic environment I was in. Always being so compassionate and wanted to help all of my friends, and I wanted to help anyone that needed support at school, anything, anyone that needed help. I was like, okay, I'm here. Always, 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 even if it was not asked. So no wonder I became a social worker, and then now that I feel so much more alignment, because I feel that what I do has an impact a lot more than when I was trying to stay in my box, the social work box or whatever other boxes that I could have, as far as mask or identities through the time that. But yeah, you're right. It's like we are the front runners, the one are frontliners with this attitude of being open, of saying, you know what, I'm gonna be vulnerable and I'm gonna share you how deep my wounds are, but how much I've grown through that. And I'm not in that victimhood anymore. I can be me, and I can show you how to be you too. Because as you said, like, this love is all inside of us. It's like, how much are we allowing it to shine? How much are we allowing ourselves to actually connect to that inner love? Because it's there. How many blocks do we have, and how many memories and trauma and all of these things that we went through? So it's beautiful to to see. I've seen a post at some point, they were saying that people that have gone through so much, they still smile. And that's the beauty of it. I'm not defined by all of these traumas I went through. I am defined by this beautiful, expensive soul that's embodying me and getting more and more expensive, and wanting to help more and more, and travel more and more, and share my light and my light language and whatever with more and more people.
I think once you make some space for the fear or maybe traumas you've been through, once you sit with it and you allow it to be, and you find some acceptance with it, then you can expand out. You know, you hear a lot in spiritual groups and spiritual leaders talking about release. And I'm not making this wrong, by the way, because we all have our own understanding of it, but like release, like you need to let go of this stuff, like it's wrong. Well, I like to just think of finding just a place of acceptance for it. I don't feel like it's stuff I need to throw away like it's rubbish. It was part of my history. It was part of part of what led to my expansion. It's part of my evolution, and I think making a space of acceptance and peace around it. That's the thing that's dissolved the echoes of it in my being. Finding a space of peace and acceptance and just welcoming it in with love actually is the thing that alchemizes it into this magical nutrients actually for your soul. So when you realize that, you can expand out of it and not be afraid of it anymore, and not see it as the thing that limits you. It's that really is a game changer, I think, and then you really begin to realize how powerful you are as a creator being, and you're not limited by this stuff. So that's why I say it's not an easy journey, and it can be challenging, because you have to be prepared to sit with this stuff. And there's no like magic remedy for it. There's no bypassing it, and you don't need to be fixed. You don't need to go to a healer to be fixed. It's just about creating space to recognize that it's all part of you, and it's all beautiful, even the challenging stuff. We just particularly, our egos don't particularly want to go through it, which is fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I resonate with that a lot. It's allowing that peace, but making peace with these parts of ourselves, because we've went through all of that. At some point we labeled that is the negative side. I pushed that in the far back, and I don't want to see it anymore. I remember so many times, this is not going to affect me, I'm not going to connect to that, and just blocking it. But I was not allowing it to be loved. And that's the biggest, hardest part, is like, but the most beautiful, expensive moment when you can actually bring trauma, situation, people into your heart and just say, it was God, it hurt so much, but we're here now because that happened. And we chose these moments and these challenges before we came here. So we have to kind of
exactly.
The soul was like, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be able to go through that. So it's hard when you kind of realize that it's part of your own soul chose the list of things. And you're like, man, I could have chosen something a little easier, but whatever,
And it's hard when, I'm sure you find the same when you're speaking with clients. And you basically say, well, you did choose the experience.
As a soul, not you now, but as a soul.
As a soul, exactly. Your soul had chosen this experience for you, and I always feel kind of, obviously I have the utmost compassion for my clients, and that they're in pain and they're scared, and it's hard what they're going through, but you also know that their soul wants them to have this experience, because on some level it is beneficial, and it's going to crack them open, and it's going to help them to be where they want to be. And that's where we come in, because we can hold that space while they just sit with it, because that's the point. That is the point. No one needs to do this on their own, and that's why it's so vital that people like us and people listening choose to show up and share, because I am absolutely sure there are lots of people like us sitting there not feeling confident sharing their life, because they do feel different. because they don't necessarily see others doing it. So they don't know where to start, which is why it's so important that people like you and I do go, right, we're going to show up, we're going to shine our light, so you can shine your light too. You can see that we're doing it, so you can do it. And then back to that snowball again, it creates this snowball effect where other people will feel safe sharing from their heart. It has to start somewhere. Someone has to go first.
Yeah, exactly. And the tools of these events, this situation that we went through are actually giving us this experience we were talking earlier to be able to explain to someone that's going through it. I went through that similar things too, and this would help me, but also like this very compassionate, empathic lens on whatever they're going through. It's not something you read in a book. It's something you've experienced, and you feel that, and the person in front of you feels that you feel it, and then the energies of all of the guides and everything else, it just comes together so magically. So it's just so beautiful. I think you can feel that we're very, very passionate about what we do.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's just, I think we've talked about this before, it's our work, but for me, it's my everything. It's who I am. So
there's no separation. There's no
exactly. It's my passion, and I love it. And yeah, I just love. It's such a privilege to be able to me, when someone comes to me and they're prepared to put themselves in such a vulnerable state to share what they're going through, what they're experiencing, what they're feeling, and to know that they're trusting me to sit with them while they're expressing their pain, they're learning who they are, and that they trust me to hold that space for them. I truly feel it's such a privilege, it's such an honor, and to be the person that sits there as well. This is one of the things I love, and witness somebody else seeing for the first time that they're beautiful and they're enough as they are, even in all the chaos. To see that penny drop, and when they begin, well, I can believe in myself, and you're like, yeah, and I just, there's nothing better than that. Just watching someone else wake up to that realization that there's nothing they need to prove, there's nothing they need to do, there's no one they need to, there's no one they need to be. They're enough, and they're whole, and they're beautiful, even in all the chaos and all the mess. And that is such an honor to be able to hold that space. It really is.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, it's when they can connect to their own essence, and that we're not our stories. We're just now. We're so much more than that, and it takes time, to kind of disconnect yourself from these stories. But when you go back to this alignment inside of you, you're like, wow, it feels much more peaceful, much more expansive, much more calm within me. And then you can sense that love for yourself, and it shifts the whole reality at that point. So beautiful, so beautiful. All right. Do you want to start the meditation and I complete?
Do you want to do some light language? Are you feeling that?
Probably could. I'm pretty sure there's a few beings that would like that we do that.
You can feel it start to kind of rise. So feeling that. So I mean, I could talk through just the meditation taking us into our heart if you want. Happy
All
to
right.
do that.
When you stop, I'll carry on.
You'll feel
I'll feel it.
And even if it overlaps, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
It's all just an orchestra of light, isn't
it? Beautiful.
I invite you to close your eyes. Take a long, deep breath in. Big breath out. Choosing to let go of the outside world, allowing it to fade into the background as you turn your focus inwards. Taking this moment, this opportunity to connect with your heart, with your inner voice, with your beautiful, unique light. Take another deep breath in. Big breath out. Letting go of tension, letting go of stress, allowing those energies that you no longer wish to retain to just fall away now. And as you take another big deep breath in, really choose to turn your focus inwards, appreciating all that you are, viewing yourself from a space of compassion, from a space of non-judgmental curiosity, from a space of allowance. See all that you are in this moment and know that you are enough. Know that you are a beautiful expression of the divine. And as you connect and create this beautiful space of light and acceptance within you, I want you to place one hand on your heart, turning your focus, your love, your attention to your heart space now. And as you do so, feel the light within your heart chakra begin to expand, filling your chest, filling your entire body, expanding your lungs, expanding your radiance out around you so that you are held within an incredible sphere of light. And imagine your expansion continue as you anchor in these incredible codes of light that I'm going to bring through now.
And now just receive this vibration that you got inside your heart, sense and feel what has been moved inside of you with this lovely light language. Did you feel any emotions coming up to be released, any thoughts leaving your field, any energies that were not serving you just being released? Now, this other part of light language will help you anchor the new energies that you are ready for this time that you're actually opening yourself up to have more ease into your life, more harmony, more love. So as you release, you can always go back and receive more. So open your heart chakra and just let these beautiful frequencies go inside of your heart and activate your gifts, activate your highest timeline and everything that you need. Koraina shia satara ni kuruti ni niana koroishti ni ayana korayana shasaya korotati oroishta saya moiki tini niara toishto akateapa mutu puru yini uraya naya tai toroishti siamara kuku ayana iu. Breathe in and out. Let these energies anchor within you. And we're going to have more light language now just to help you anchor all of the light, all of the love that your soul is ready to live through you, helping you to have more confidence in who you are, more alignment with your soul vibration, more connection at the soul level with your family of light and your soul family on earth. Rainaishi poroi tatara yashasta. Rutuku suamara takatia marayana. Rayashi azayana turo. Oraya takatimi oroishti asayani kara. Ajia sia poraya tatini kitia sakoroyashi ataya. Breathe in and out your essence. All of the keys, the codes that are given to you now so that you feel your heart, your inner flower of all of the beauty you have within you so that you remember how beautiful, strong, how fierce you are when this chaos around you does not influence you anymore, when you can go back to this inner peace inside of you. Breathe in and out as you're connecting more and more with this expansive energy. As we ask all of these beautiful light beings to anchor these energies within us with so much ease and so much peace and harmony. And with divine timing, whatever is next for you will be shown to you. Breathe in and out, just connecting more and more. We're asking beautiful Gaia to anchor all of these energies in our beautiful Earth Star chakra below the soles of our feet. And we also ask Gaia to ground herself fully, activating our root chakra so that we feel always supported, loved, cared for, nourished by her. And we receive a beautiful light activation from Source now. So just receive this beautiful light touching the top of your head and recalibrating the whole of your chakratic system. So your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root all being completely cleared and realigned for the next steps of your journey. When you're ready, just thank all of these beautiful beings that spoke through us today and your higher self for showing up and watching this lovely video with us. And you can open your eyes when you're ready.
I feel so like tingly all over. That was so
Yeah, so nice to like mix the two together.
It was brilliant. I was just thinking, we have to do this again.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do a workshop. Let's keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, I really just, yeah, it's going to happen. I
Yeah,
just feel it.
yeah. And if you, see what's coming up now, if you feel that there is a soul, even if you don't know her or him, and you need to talk to them, do it. Please do it. There's a reason why you like vibrate with that energy. There's a reason why their face is coming when you're meditating. or
I was
or there's
just gate crashing your meditation.
or like there's a reason why there's like a pull to kind of connect with these souls. So please do it because magic happens. That's when we follow this instinctual need of connection at the soul level.
I think that's a beautiful message to finish on. Magic happens when we connect from our heart.
Yes, I can feel it. I'm all shivering all over.
I could just like sit on here and talk to you like all night, I think. I think we really could.
Oh, beautiful. Yay. So on this beautiful last message that was so divinely guided, thank you so much, Sam, for being
Oh,
with
thank you.
me
Thank
on
you.
this
Thank you.
second podcast. If anyone wants to come and chat with me, you're welcome to join. I'll leave the podcast link to just book a free call with me so that we can chit chat and record something beautiful like this. And yeah, if you need anything, if you want to contact Sam, I'll put Oliver in contact info in the at the bottom so you can check this out. And yeah, just don't be afraid to follow us and share the comments of how you felt when you watched this video. Beautiful comments of how it made you feel.
Yeah, and to remember that, you know, showing up and listening to us gives us the opportunity to do the work we love as well, and how grateful. Well, I certainly am for that. And please do share your comments, and it is all really, really helpful. And feel free to just say hi. Annabelle will share my details. If you just want to message me and say hi and connect with me, then please do. I just, yeah, just like I've done with Annabelle. Like magic happens when we reach out and connect.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I'll see you everyone at the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.